Hello, welcome back, Box1 here, and hopefully the colors will get correct soon, once I get close up. But today, we will be reviewing this set from 2019. This is the Separatist AAT. It has a nice build, has some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it, and it comes with 4 figures. Let's get into the figures first. First of all, we have these, I guess you could call them Kashyyyk battle droids, but they're kind of just like pilot battle droids. I think you see them first in the first episode of the Clone Wars, actually, TV show, season 1. And they're pretty good. They have these, not sand green, but olive green torsos, and some nice head printing. They appear in a couple sets, I believe a droid gunship or something like that. And these guys have the metallic gray, or the gunmetal gray blasters. So that's pretty cool. Other than the torso and the head, though, they are just normal battle droids. But they're still quite cool. Next up, we have this Season 7 Ahsoka Tano figure. Now, she comes in a couple sets. I believe she comes in 2, maybe 3. She comes in Maul's Throne Room as well, which is another set I may review. I forgot I didn't review that one. New ideas in my head. But this is a pretty cool figure. I'll take her headdress off, which is a rubbery piece. So that's pretty cool. I popped her head off as well. I'm going to have to take that out, but I'll show you the torso quickly. And it looks pretty good. I do like that torso. It looks very nice. And it has some nice back printing as well. Let's get the head out of there so I can show you the other side of it. And there we go. You can see the front of it, and then this is the back. Alternate face. It's slightly more happy, less enraged. And I'll give you a quick spin around of the head. This is a very cool hairpiece. Or I guess, not hair, but, what is it, Leku, maybe? I don't know. They're not the same species as Twi'leks, but I know Twi'leks have the Leku, which are the 2 tails on their head. And that looks pretty cool. Definitely a very cool piece to have. And I actually have quite a few of these. I think 3, because I have an extra Ahsoka and the next figure we'll be looking at. Here we go, with probably the most desirable figure out of everything in this set, or at least it was at the time, because originally, I believe, it eventually got to the point where this was worth more than the set itself, which is kind of crazy. It is the helmet holesless Ahsoka Trooper, and it is a really good version of the Ahsoka Trooper. I have 2 of these guys because I got one along with the Ahsoka in a bulk Lego bin thing, and he uses the 501st Trooper's torso and legs, which will be used the next year for the actual 501st Legion Troopers Battle Pack. And the helmet is exclusive. You only get it in this set. The figure is exclusive. And it has no helmet holes, which is pretty cool. And then it uses the new clone head. I believe it was the first time this clone head was used. But it uses he has a black blaster, and he has the white hips. Pretty cool figure. I definitely like him. I'll actually compare him to the other version. And you can see the difference. This has helmet holes, this doesn't. And you can see it's quite a stark contrast here. And the helmet hole-less one definitely looks a bit better in terms of shaping. But yeah, pretty cool. They're basically the same figure otherwise. Anyway, we can now move on to the figures and on to the build. And this build has many things that I like about it, and many things, probably many more things, that I dislike about it. It is a very nice color scheme to get a Separatist MTT, well not MTT, AAT, thinking about the new thing coming out, it's also a Separatist ship. But it's pretty good. I will say that. I do like it. Having one of these is pretty cool. I think the last time they made a Separatist one was in one of the first years of the Clone Wars TV show coming out, so like 2009 maybe? And it is pretty cool. I do like some of the features. This cannon can spin around 360 degrees, and it has some little hatches here, which can open and reveal some control consoles. You can put battle droids inside. I will show you that in a little while. And then up here on the turret, the reason it can spin is just it's on a turntable, as you can see. And this fell off. I'll talk about that later, why I don't really like that. But if you can manage to put it back on. It's usually easier to do this with 2 hands, but okay, we'll keep it off for now. Decapitate the thing. It can also open up, and it can sit 1 battle droid as well. This cannon, which is a very interesting size, can go up and down. I'll talk about that later. It can go about 90 degrees, and it looks pretty good. But it has these little things which just stay there, and they give it a very nice angling there. Has some nice blue all the way around, and it has some features, which I'll show you right now. These two spring-load shooters in the front, which don't actually detract from the look too bad. I think they look quite nice. You can press on these, and they launch. Show you that again. There you go. Oh, that one's gone. But it does have some stickers. Not too many. I think only 2 stickers. These little Separatist insignias there. And I'd say it looks pretty good because of those. I do like those stickers, actually. And then it does have these guns, which I also have a little problem with. But we'll talk about that later. Let's put the figures in. And we can see here with the figures in. One figure in the front and one in the turret. And there is no place for the blasters, really. I just lodge them in here and hope they don't make too much noise. And then you can close it up, and it is quite flush with the actual build. Up here, though, however, you have to kind of break his neck and put it down like that. But yeah, I do like some of the features of the set. It has some nice... It can roll pretty easily, or not roll, but glide pretty easily across the ground. And I like the range of motion of the stuff. But I do have some problems. We'll get into a minor problem first, and that being these smaller guns are actually mounted upside down. Now, in the actual instructions, you put them on this way. It's supposed to be the other way around with the big gun on top. And there you go. That's what it should look like. And that is just a blatant inaccuracy that I don't know how that happened, or could happen. But it did, I guess. And that it looks much better than like this. And there is another thing, of course, the big elephant in the room, the cannon. It is quite long, quite longer than it's supposed to be. I believe it's only supposed to go out to about here, but it goes about double that length. So, yeah, quite a big cannon. But since I gave my likes and dislikes for this set, I guess I should give my overall opinion. Now, my opinion is that it has some great figures. Most of these 2020, 2019, and really just before had some great figures. But the build, it's good. I like the build overall, but I do have problems like the cannon and that being inaccurate. But other than that, I'd say it's quite a nice set. Great for the older Ahsoka Trooper, and just has some nice little play features like those like the spring-load shooters. Has some nice figures that can actually sit inside there, and just looks pretty nice overall, even if it does have a fat cannon in the front. But I do hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time. Goodbye. Also, I believe we do the 501st Battle Pack next time, so that should be cool. Goodbye.